Alrighty, so here we are. It's March 22nd. It's a Sunday. This is another documentation video. We are in the middle of the downfall of our economy. We are in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak. We are in the middle of being on lockdown here in Los Angeles. And I just wanted to continue to film what the day-to-day life is like for me right now. And yeah, I'm still on the path of starting my life over, and it's becoming more and more interesting as the days go on. Right now I'm making a little morning kratom drink from Urban Organics, super bomb company. They have a really good product when it comes to kratom. I'm going to make a video on that coming up in the near future, but right now I've had a lot on my mind. I'm sure everybody has a lot on their mind. We're doing a lot of yard work because it's been raining so much here, and at the end of the winter, the weeds really like to crop up in the yard. So we're having to chop a lot of branches down and do a lot of weeding, which creates a ton of rubbish for us to put in our handy dandy green bins. On top of that, we're also adding to my girlfriend's garden boxes. So I will show you a little clip here in the background of the garden boxes we're working on. And we just ordered a ton of soil. How much topsoil did we get?
13 cubic feet.
13 cubic feet or yards?
Yards.
Okay, so we got 13 cubic yards, so we can fill up all these bad boys right here. So we're keeping ourselves busy during this lockdown quarantine time, and it's exciting with the pups, the dogs. It's great to have dogs because they're always very uplifting, happy, and we get to see a lot of tails wagging around us on a daily basis. So here we are, we're back to shoveling the soil into our wheelbarrow. We just pumped the tire up because it was flat. Obviously when the temperatures increase and decrease, the air seems to somehow just leave all tires when you don't use them. So here we are, first load of the day. Looks like Emily's doing her part. She is just bringing the wheelbarrow over. Here's Andy, my brother. What's going on, dude?
Yard work.
What are we about to do now?
Growing some topsoil.
All right.
Beautiful gardens.
Yeah. So it's time to we're just continuing to fill up all the garden boxes, and then we have a bunch of herbs that my girlfriend just bought at the Two Dog Nursery that we'll be planting, or at least she'll be planting in there because it's mainly her project. She loves to do this kind of stuff. Also right here we have our worm bin, which we take all of our cardboard, Q-tips, what else? Not shiny paper. The worms don't like shiny paper. Toilet paper, Kleenex, any paper products that the worms can feed on. They even like hair. So yeah, we're trying to continue to get worm juice and support healthy soil. So behind me is some of the topsoil that we ordered. So I'm gonna stand back here and you'll be able to gain a little bit of perspective on a little bit of the dirt. I already shoveled probably almost 25% of the dirt into the garden bin so far. But yeah, we got some more work to do. So I'm gonna head back over here and just give you a little added breakdown in terms of things that have been on my mind lately in regards to business, in regards to online business, in regards to my future plans, ideas, things I want to be working on, because I just closed my business down last June of 2018. If you've been following along with these videos, you already know that. So I'm going to make my way on over in between my two favorite trees our pine trees, and I'll give you a inside report on my insides. So yeah, I've been able to continue doing my research on the internet, looking into different ideas for the future, and what keeps popping up is the YouTube channel idea, which I'm obviously working on. I just looked at my hard drive. I'm up to 70 videos out of 90, but I want to start publishing. However, because of the coronavirus, I might hang off. I might postpone releasing my documentation videos, because when I release them, and I'm going to be releasing a video a day, my goal is to get 90 videos and then release a video a day for 90 days. And I want to get stats in order for somebody to repeat this, if this actually helps somebody build out their YouTube channel in a, let's say, a little bit of a quicker pace versus, you know, posting a video here and there. So I wanted to get some data out of this in order to be able to share and help other people start over or get started with building up their audience in terms of sharing their life, their story, their voice, their message, whatever they'd like to share. So if I wait till the coronavirus thing dies down a little bit, I'll probably get more true statistics and data to help. So that might be why I postponed, because I just made a video the other day and things changed again. I was getting antsy with waiting to get my 90 videos because every day that was going by, it was concerning it was concerning to me because every day that goes by that I'm not publishing, my battery is going out here. Every day that goes by that I'm not publishing is another day that I lose, where I could maybe have a shot at connecting with somebody or continuing to share in a way that inspires or brings hope to others who are following along with these videos. So that was why I was planning on changing it to just starting to publish, and then I would, you know, recommend just getting 30 videos and then starting to publish a video a day for 90 days once you have built up a catalog of 30 videos. And then while you're doing the editing and publishing, you can continue to record more videos, and that way you can actually fulfill on the 90 videos published in 90 days. So I'm revisiting that, like I said, because of the coronavirus, and I want to get real data, real stats when this dies down. So this is just a little overview, and I was going to just start publishing like this week starting on Monday, but that's why I won't be for now, because things changed pretty quickly in regards to being on lockdown and, you know, viewership. However, now that I just said viewership, there's probably a lot of people at home watching a lot of content and videos. So who knows, folks? I might actually release the videos. I'm going to write all this down and I'm going to contemplate and sit with it. So based on that point, maybe it's a good idea to publish right now. I don't know. I'm kind of the guy that just says, fuck it, just rock and roll, just do it. So maybe that's what I'll do. We'll see. You'll have to stay tuned to find out the decision I make and the actions that I take. So outside of that, the other thing that's been on my mind is just sitting with, you know, all the things that you can do online in terms of building a business. And what was cool is I brought this to my brother's attention this morning when we were sitting down trying to get some vitamin D, being in the sun, trying to build up our immune systems. And one thing I talked to him is he's been creating a blog on his website or blog site, which is called Wild Lumens, and it's specific to the niche of nutrition and dieting and health, but he really honed in on the carnivore diet because that's something that he's been sticking to for a very long time now and had a lot of great results and success in terms of his health and all the benefits that comes along with eating a carnivore diet. I'm close to a carnivore diet. I would say I'm a hybrid of that because I make sure that all my meals are centered around animal-based products and meat, and then everything else is just on the periphery. So it's basically flipping the equation upside down. We really stay away from refined sugars and refined carbohydrates. We do not consume those products, and we do a lot of cooking at home. We source a lot of the animals that we eat, and then we just, store them in our 15 cubic foot freezer. So his niche right now, and super chiseled down focused niche, is on the carnivore diet. So I was asking him how things have been going. He's been studying the material and learning how to blog through Andy. What's the guy's name? The blog course you've been taking?
Income School.
Oh yeah, it's called Income School. And the materials that I've seen him learning and studying from and doing his research and creating his blog, those dudes are super bomb. They have a really great course, the Income School. I'm sure you can find it on incomeschool.com. So yeah, I wanted to pick his brain on how it's been going for him, and he's been getting a nice incline over the past few months in regards to carnivorism and carnivory, and got a really big spike once Joe Rogan did his month of carnivory, or let's just say a month of eating a carnivore diet. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, whatever. You get the point, you get the drift, folks. So he saw a big spike, but then once the coronavirus thing hit, he saw a big drop and a decline. But today he actually started seeing things are moving back up. So we don't know if that's going to continue. But one statement or some words of wisdom that he shared was, because I was just throwing these ideas out, what about drop shipping? What about e-commerce? What about a Shopify account? What about Amazon store? What about, or Amazon, whatever? I don't know, a bunch of this stuff. I've done a little bit of research into it, or quite a bit, but I still, it's a big mystery to me because it seems very techy, very nerdy, and no disrespect to anybody into that stuff, but it seems very involved and very high level of risk if you don't know what the hell you're doing. And the only way that I would consider doing any of that is if I purchase somebody's course on how to do it, and then starting out, obviously with a decent chunk of money is what it kind of seems like you got to do to get the ball rolling in a more rapid way. So anyway, the things or the words of wisdom that he shared was, no matter what you pick, no matter what you do, this is about the marathon. It's not about the sprint. And when he said that, like I've said those words myself back in the day, and that's how I built my brick and mortar businesses. I just believed in the marathon, but I've lost sight of that a little bit because of me building a business, and then within the past 8 years, as I built it, it started to drop off, and then I lost a lot of trust and faith in what I was doing on a business level and also mentorship, because as I got burned by a couple people that were supposed to help me out with generating business and getting leads and all that, none of that stuff panned out. So I'm not jaded, it's just I've lost a little bit of trust, and it's changed my perception. Where if I'm going to take a risk, I want it to be more strategic, and I want whatever I do in the future to be something that can live on and last, because what I've found is I wasn't able to sell my business. I just closed it down, and without the ability to have repeatable systems in place and automation in place and something that you can hand over and somebody can pick up from where you're at and then go further with it. Without that ability, it's very hard, in my opinion, to sell a business. And I didn't have any of that because I was running the whole thing myself and then just grooming coaches. But as far as the framework or the structures of a business that need to be in place in order to sell it to somebody, I didn't know shit about that and didn't have that, so I couldn't really give anything to anybody other than a client list. And I just said, you know what, it's not worth the time and the energy to try to do that. And my girlfriend was one of the coaches for me within my business, which actually became our business. I considered her a big part of it in the past year, and she was able to take all of her clients on to her personal, or with her personally. Let's say this. She was able to bring, I don't like the word take, she was able to bring the clients that she was working with her as she left the business that we were running. And she continues to work with probably 90% of them still to this day. Even right now, she's doing remote training, Zoom training, with all of her clients while everybody's on lockdown. So she's still kicking ass. She's still doing the deal. And she still loves personal training and working and helping people on that level, which is a beautiful thing to watch. So yeah, back to what I was saying is I had to close everything down and move on. And that's why I'm trying to discuss these things with you and share these things with you, because these are the things I'm pondering, contemplating, thinking about, and talking to other people about right now, because I'm trying to gain perspective. And I don't mind taking risk. I just want it to be strategic risk, although there's no guarantees on anything I do moving forward. But I'm also trying to pay attention to what I feel like would be the most enjoyable path to pick. So when I look into e-commerce stuff, drop shipping stuff, and building an online business and selling things in that capacity, or, printing on demand, it's just not something that I feel drawn to. There's no real attraction there for me on the business side of things. It just seems blah and bland, and I'm not a very blah and bland person, but maybe other people have a different perspective and it's not blah and bland to them. But that's where we talk about our own unique individuality, and we're all coming from a different place and different perspective. And if I'm honest with myself, those things don't have a lot of magnetism to them. What does have a lot of attraction to me is the YouTubing, is the podcasting, because I like creating video content. I'm interested in asking people questions and interviewing them. So it's right now looking like a combination of YouTubing and podcasting, and I'm taking my brother's words to heart, which are, hey bro, get back to the idea and perspective of this is about a marathon, not a sprint. No matter what you do, it's not about the quick gains or the fast results. It's about doing what you do and doing it in a way where there's longevity and sustainability behind it, and really understanding that in the beginning you might not get a lot of returns on your investment, but that's not what it's about. So I took those words to heart today, and I wanted to share that with you and just give you an update on what's going on here on March 22nd of 2020 in the middle of these wild times. So yeah, my brother and Emily are over here working on the garden boxes, and I need to go do my part and help them out as well. So I hope that some of that was helpful. I've repeated myself over and over because I'm still digging through this stuff mentally myself, and trying to get to a conclusion based on, arriving at making a decision, so then I can take action. But right now it's looking like I'm going to invest in a podcast course, and I'm going to document the process of building a podcast, and I'm going to give you the step-by-step insides and be as transparent as I possibly can. And it's probably going to be in regards to online business and online marketing and online sales. Entrepreneurship is really the thing that I'm most interested in. So stay tuned on that, and my hope is to just be as helpful and resourceful as possible, to help other people who might be out there who are starting their lives over, or maybe things are crumbling right now during this coronavirus outbreak and you're on your way to having to start over, or maybe it's just a moment of awareness where you're like, yeah, things aren't working out, I do want to start over. And maybe you could keep going on, but you want to pivot and change directions in terms of how you spend your time, your energy, your money, and your future. So yeah, if you got any feedback, any comments, or anything that you want to share, feel free to do that in the comment section below. And I'll just leave on this note. The only other course that I'll probably invest in would be something that gives me a really in-depth understanding of how to create a business on YouTube and create a sustainable business with YouTube. Obviously, there's the monetizing side from advertising, and also becoming an affiliate, and sharing the products that you find to be helpful or useful, or sharing about products you don't find are helpful or useful. That could just be, you know, a bunch of BS. So that's what I plan to do, whether it's YouTube or podcasting. I want to share my honest feedback with anything that I purchase that helps me start my life over and helps me start a business over and helps me become as useful as possible moving into the future. All right, that's all I got to say. We're at the 20-minute mark. God bless. I try to keep these videos short. But today we got a kind of moderate length video. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoy these videos. And I won't know till I publish this stuff. So I'm kind of just having to continue to wing it and just share what's going on inside of me. But as I release the videos, I'm hoping that it brings up more topics of discussion so I can be more specific rather than kind of right now. I feel like I'm just spraying bullets out there and I don't know what lands. So I'm going to have to start publishing so I can pick up on what's landing, and that way I can hone in the discussions and conversations that I wish to have. Alrighty, or that you wish to have. That's the truth, what you wish to talk about and ponder. Peace.